While we have seen a few sources agree about this new color, a new report surfaced in June saying that the new signature color in the iPhone 15 series might actually be a different one. So keep in mind that this is not quite certain yet, so go to next video. iPhone 15 display specs. Apple seems to have found the sweet spot for screen sizes, and we don't expect any major changes. So we expect to see a 6.1-inch screen size on the iPhone 15 and 15 Pro, and then a 6.7-inch screen on the iPhone 15 Plus and iPhone 15 Pro Max. Some recent rumors suggest the smaller models might make the jump to a slightly larger 6.2-inch screen, but this remains unconfirmed yet. So we would take it with a grain of salt. What seems way more certain is that all 4 models will use old screens, with some slight differences in the peak brightness. The Pro and Pro Max models will be able to get brighter. As for promotion 120 Hz, this is expected to remain a feature reserved for the Pro and Pro Max models only. A report from another relatively good source on Apple at Apple Shrimp Pro is also mentioning the possibility of an iPhone 15 Pro screen that gets even brighter during the day. This improved display could reach 2,500 nits of peak brightness, up from the already impressive current 2,000 nit max brightness on the iPhone 14 Pro, which will make it so easy to see outdoors. iPhone 15 processor and specs. When it comes to processors, we expect the regular iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Plus model to run on the Apple A16 Bionic chip, the same as in the 14 Pro series, while the iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max will get the next generation Apple A17 Bionic processor, built on brand new and far more efficient 3nm technology. This would mean that the Pro and Pro Max models will be faster. The new A17 chip is rumored to come with a 6-core CPU, same as previously, but it is also expected to have a 6-core GPU compared to a 5-core one in the A16 chip. However, one thing that all 4 models are expected to share is the modem. Expect to see the same Qualcomm-made modem on all 4. Apple has had a frenemy status with Qualcomm, and it tried to break free from that relationship and develop its own modems. But analysts claim that has proven to be more difficult than expected. So Qualcomm remains the modem of choice in the iPhone 15 family. Another tipped upgrade is a jump to 8GB RAM for the Pro and Pro Max models, while the 15 and 15 Plus are likely to keep on using 6GB of RAM. That, however, is far from certain, as most recent rumors claim Apple might stick with 6GB RAM for the Pro models too. Satellite connectivity made a debut on the iPhone 14, and we expect Apple to have worked out the kinks of the technology, and for it to work even better in iPhone 15. iPhone 15 connectivity and Wi-Fi 6E support. A report released in July suggests the iPhone 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max models will get Wi-Fi 6E connectivity, while the regular models will remain limited to Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 6E might be a big deal for some users. While Wi-Fi 6 supports the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands, Wi-Fi 6E adds support for 6 GHz Wi-Fi networks. Wi-Fi 6E comes with the promise for much faster wireless speeds, a lower latency, and less interference. But you do need to have a Wi-Fi 6E router. Those are available, but not on all networks, as the technology is fairly new. So if it's about your home network, you might want to upgrade your router to use this latest tech. There is a number of other popular Apple devices that already have Wi-Fi 6E, the iPad Pro models starting from 2022, the 2023 MacBook Pros, as well as the 2023 Mac Mini, Mac Studio, and Mac Pro. In June, first reports surfaced that the iPhone 15 family will come with a brand new ultra-wideband UWB chip, currently known as the U1 chip. The current iteration is built on 16 nanometers tech, while the newer one will be built using 7 nanometers process. The chip made its debut on the iPhone 11 series, and has been in every iPhone introduced since then. Apple uses this chip for Find My and especially for the Precisio and finding feature. And this new version of the chip will make it better at that, and will help better integrate Apple products with a new Vision Pro headset, iPhone 15 battery, and charging specs. Apple rarely makes big changes to its existing designs, but the iPhone 15 family might just be the exception. A July report allegedly coming from a Foxconn employee suggests we will see a big increase in the battery size of all for iPhone 15 models, with the vanilla iPhone 15 getting an 18% larger battery and the iPhone 15 Pro Max coming with a 12% bigger battery compared to its predecessor. Currently, Apple calls all the iPhone 14 series all-day devices. But of course, we all know that the bigger Plus and Pro Max models last longer, and could even last 2 days between charges. After this expected iPhone 15 battery size increase, we might hear about the first 2-day iPhones. So, below you will find the exact battery sizes for the new iPhone 15 family, and see the changes compared to the previous models. Do keep in mind that earlier we heard that the iPhone 15 series will be slightly thicker, which might explain where Apple found the space required for these larger batteries. iPhone 15 numbers based on a preliminary report. Will Apple increase charging speeds? With the advent of USB-C charging on the iPhone, we don't have high hopes, but it's reasonable to expect around 105 charging speeds on the smaller models, and 300W charging for the 2 larger models. All for iPhone 15 models will also most likely support MagSafe wireless charging, just like the previous few iPhone generations. iPhone 15 anticipated features and software. We know that the iPhone 15 family will launch with iOS 17, which was announced at WWDC23. iOS 17 brings improvements to a bunch of apps, but the biggest updates come to the phone, messages, and FaceTime apps. And Apple is also finally improving autocorrect. Plus, you get a new way to trigger Siri by just saying Siri instead of Hey Siri . As for the phone app, that's where improving yourself, which will be displayed full screen on other iPhones when you call them. Name Drop is another new feature where you just bring 2 iPhones nearby to exchange contact info. And in the Messages app, you now get animated stickers that you can create from your live photos. We also love the new standby mode, where your phone will act like a mini home hub displaying useful information while it's charging. On the list of new features, you will also find interactive widgets, mood tracking in the Health app, as well as a brand new journaling app and more. So far that's all we know. But we will be updating this section with new information as it comes in. Should I wait for iPhone 15? You should wait for iPhone 15 if you are in no rush to buy a new iPhone. The iPhone 15 series is coming in September, which is not too far off, and it brings heaps of new features. The switch to the universal USB-C port alone may be reason enough to upgrade, as you will no longer need different cables for your gear. Photo enthusiasts should also save up for the iPhone 15 Pro Max model, as that periscope lens might be a game changer for photography and videography. The use of titanium on both Pro models would likely result in slightly lighter devices, which is a great thing as well. Finally, the new 3nm A17 chip on the Pro model will bring power efficiency to a new level. So we might also get improved battery life on the Pro models. As for the vanilla models, the possible addition of a 8MP sensor to even the vanilla models also makes them a much better cameras, so that's one more reason to wait for those to launch. You should not wait for iPhone 15 if you need an iPhone now or if you have currently found a great iPhone deal. The iPhone 15 are expected to cost more. So, while new features are great, they will come at a price. Don't forget that the iPhone 15 series, while better, also are mostly an iteration over a very familiar design, so you probably shouldn't expect massive leaps in either one category. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, follow, and share. Bye bye. Have a nice day.